ballerstatus.com.
Yo, what up, Fred? You ready?
Yeah.
So, I mean, man, like, I don't even know, just as a Jersey dude, just to, just start it off, it's like, this just really caught everyone off guard, man, and it's like, I mean, everyone just, in one way or another, they just want to know, like, what made you just reach that breaking point where you were like, it's just time to go down this road now.
Because it's been a struggle, like, for a few years, like, not being understanding that nobody is above the roof.
Right.
See, if me and K is not like, yo, you got to pass for life. Like, you ain't right to do shit.
Wow.
Stay in your lane, do what you supposed to do. Stop acting like you the boss of everybody and everybody work for you. Yo, I have to work in an ego-free environment. If I'm not walking around with no chips on my shoulders or belittling the people that's around me, no matter what they do or what status they are, it's like, yo, don't be around me with that, because I feel comfortable around people like that, because it reflects on me as a person for being around that type of crowd or that type of person. So if me and Kay don't do that, ain't nobody else got the right to be around us or going through your own thing.
Now, with that said, I mean, like, I saw you all in the Breakfast Club real quick. I didn't get to peep out the whole thing, but I mean, it's safe to say that KG, he picked his side in all this. He's riding with you on this one.
I ain't got no side. He is a third member of Naughty. That if he spots something that goes on in the corporation, whether it's a member of the board or anybody else, a decision gonna be made. And then those that are on the board, the three leaders, two are gonna decide on what they feel about the third faction.
Right.
Period. It ain't personal. It's business. What is personal has ended up ending it with business instead of making it personal get personal.
Right.
Keeping it all business. So that should be a respectful thing that's thought out and looked. And it's like, listen, man, everybody gotta know. Everybody work and do what they do. But it's like, for years, any relationship you in, whether it's business, personal, anything, through years, you wanna see it might not work out. You gotta venture off and do something else and go elsewhere for whatever reason. If it's in your heart and your soul, it ain't what it's supposed to be, and you ain't getting the respect and the love you supposed, you do what you gotta do.
I mean, I gotta say, man, like, I haven't seen an outcry from hip-hop fans like this, like, to this level. I mean, the last thing I could think of is, like, when someone's favorite artist passes away or something. I mean, it's been like, I even saw on Facebook there's like an open letter to Naughty by Nature, with mad people commenting on there and stuff, and it's almost like no one wants it to be. It's like, it's kind of like almost unrealistic, because, like, dude, like, when I saw y'all at Rock the Bells and everywhere, like, no one would ever think that there was tension. Like, the chemistry just seemed like out of control, you know what I'm saying? Like when y'all did your shows and everything.
Yeah, and like, even right then, we wasn't on speaking terms even then. We ain't been on speaking terms for almost 2 years now.
That's crazy.
So it ain't got nothing to do with business. I'm a businessman. Understand? What if we going through shit, we gonna handle through our contract, do whatever we got left up to do what we gotta do, handle it, and then if you feel like you could do something and you larger than the group and everybody else, go do your own thing. We gonna be over here doing what we gotta do.
Now, on the last album, I noticed Vinny didn't have any verses. I think maybe he was on like a hook or two. And when y'all did the album, was it like a collective, like all three y'all in the lab, doing it? Or?
Like, it's like he ain't show up. This is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of things that is not even known about. But yeah.
Wow.
Didn't even show up for the album.
Wow, that's crazy.
So you ain't even on no equal splits or nothing no more, homie. You get what you work for and what you put in. You ain't putting in no work, you don't get no stripes.
Has Vinny been supportive with the GSG movement you guys got going on?
If it ain't whatever he doing, no. And never been. That's why everybody in the hood don't care. It's like, yo, he ain't never fuck with nobody, so what? He's by who he loves the most, himself. So let him ride out.
Because, you know, one thing a lot of people asked about too was when he did the video with Tata, like a lot of dudes noticed you wasn't in it. Was that just a lack of communication, or it was just like...
Yeah, a lack of anything. You gonna do a video that I'm a part of and don't have me in it, and cut my verse off?
I was gonna ask about that too, because I remember on the original, when we did the Digital Dynasty, we put that record on there too, like right after you guys dropped it, and I noticed you wasn't on the video, so I just didn't think nothing of it back then, but now kind of everything comes full circle, you know?
Definitely.
Now I heard you say, correct me if I'm wrong, like there was some sort of side deal or something, and that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back?
Yeah, it was a lot of things that went on, man. It's a lot of disrespectful stuff. I don't even want to talk on it because it's like a long distance call overseas. How the hours be so different. You be like, damn, how we get to 2 hours on some shit? Like, and that's where it is. That's why it ain't been no thing like everybody think it popped up on Twitter. He already got his walking papers in a meeting days before that. It's just other things was going on and it built up. And then I posted it out there so everybody know whatever business y'all doing and you think I'm be involved with something that he's doing, don't get twisted. I don't fuck with it. So I had to post that up. That wasn't personal. I said it somewhat upset because I was, but it was definitely a business move to let my people know and everybody else that want to do business with me. If you're dealing with him, it ain't no business with me.
Right. I mean, looking back at it now, when you had a little time to cool down, would you have still done it the way you did it?
100%.
No doubt.
Probably would have done it quicker.
Oh shit. Now one thing I noticed that you mentioned in the record, in the Tall Midget record, was that he never wrote any verses. In the history of Naughty by Nature, you wrote everything for him?
No, I never said he didn't write any verses.
Oh.
But with saying he never wrote no verses on the biggest hits that was ever made by Naughty by Nature.
Right. Okay.
Alright. Let's put it in perspective. Gold pay you weigh gold pound for pound.
Right.
How many gold bars you got?
Okay.
I know how many 16 gold bars I get times 3 every song damn near.
Now, as far as like another thing you mentioned about the Naughty gear, and you guys said that you threw him a bone, you know, let him get his bread up that way. I mean, so Naughty gear, to be clear, that was collectively, that was all Vinny?
Basically, we let him do that.
Wow.
What else was he gonna do?
Wow. Okay.
What else was he doing? You know, me and KG have had two whole careers outside of Naughty by Nature. From the acting, the acting and the modeling and the collaborations and the blah 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 and all the rest of this, and KG was all a long line of production credits and groups. You know what I mean? It's like we've already had it. It's like, what else was he gonna do?
Right. Now,
always still feeding him, help making sure he eats. So don't never go against the team. When we all, ain't nobody above the team. Ain't nobody running it or calling no shots. We all go to the board and make a decision. Once decisions are made beyond the board, that's an infraction of the loyalty.
Right. Now let me ask y'all, like, now you said you guys haven't talked and, like, you know, really just had a conversation in like 2 years.
Yeah, and been doing in the 2 years about 100 shows.
It gotta be awkward though, man. It's not awkward at all?
Hell no. Get him his own ride, give me my own ride, 2 different dressing rooms, or 2 different sides of it with a curtain up or some shit. Motherfucker don't respect me, keep him away from me. We handle business on stage, then haul last in different directions.
Wow. My dude, I'm telling you, y'all, like, I've been around a lot of people and shit. Every time I've been around you guys, it's almost impossible to tell. I mean, seeing you all on stage at the photo shoot when you all was up at Star and Buck Wild, like, I don't know, it's just crazy. That's why I think people were shocked so much. Especially, you know, what you guys doing, the big tour that you guys just did and everything. I mean, when you guys are touring, right, you know, for a long period of time, you guys are on the same tour bus, right?
Hell no.
Wow.
I know more we would have been in a day. Give me my shit with my little tribal folks. You understand?
Right.
Let me get my vibe. Together that's all positive and everybody getting it together, building, and ain't thinking about or looking out the side of their eye like this is a little piece of shit right here. I don't want them next to me right now. Wow. You know what I mean? It's like with any relationship, sometimes you gotta get the fuck away. Like,
right.
Out of each other, yeah. Whatever you dealing with, business sometimes, everything. We never had that, so it needs to be done to really push it in perspective to see whatever will ever happen.
Right. I mean, the feedback, it seems, on the internet is, you know, more. I mean, there's definitely shock value that you put out the diss record, but it just seems like everybody was more kind of like offended by it. You know what I mean? Like, I think, you know, they didn't know the whole inner workings of everything that's going on. I mean, just talking to you now, like, you're opening my eyes up to you know, a lot of stuff that, you know, no one would really know. And like, you know, dudes is almost acting like, you know, Treach is kind of like, you know, bullying Vinny a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like, listen, I'm not worried about nobody else's opinion of what's going on in my faction and in my front and everything else. It's like, I know what went on, and in due time, through like interviews like this and other ones I've been doing and everything else, they're gonna see a different picture, and then they're gonna have oh. So it's like, even when I hear things about people and anything else, I don't just jump when I first hear something. I evaluate, I sit back. It's late when things are way late in the game before I really just come out and like, yo, this is what I feel. You know what I mean? Because I see and go on, and then when you see something else, you be like, oh, see, you might not even thought about this over here, and wow, and okay, if that happened, that's a different story. I feel a different way now. So instead of putting my foot in my mouth and my back in my ass, I wait to find out what the fuck is going on. Well, usually the majority don't. So when they have opinion on something they know nothing about, it really don't look good for your opinion after the fact.
now, I mean, do you think, I mean, come on, over 2 decades, it's just like, you know, most groups are people, they can barely coexist nowadays, like even 2 years. I mean, do you think there's ever going to be a point where you guys reconcile and, you know, put this to bed, or you think this is it?
I mean, it's going to be on, man, right now I'm looking forward. I'm not looking back. I'm not looking sideways. I'm looking straight ahead. And it's like what I'm doing in my picture has me and what me and Kay doing to further the new Naughty brand and take it somewhere else to a different level. That's all. I can't even look. Whatever happens, it's going to happen. It's written. It will happen. But right now, I ain't got time to try to figure nobody else's problems out.
No doubt, I hear you.
Ballerstatus.com.
The average shit.